Alright, we're back again. We got our box built, and now we gotta make the work so it'll go from being a box to being a box trap. So we're gonna have to make three parts. One is the fulcrum, and the other is the lever and the trigger, and we're gonna make them out of some stuff we got out of the woods. First thing, you want to make sure that your hatchet and your knife are sharp, because if they're dull it could be dangerous. This is just a Walmart knife sharpener. Probably cost about $7. But anyways, that's all I use. I use it for my axe and for my knife. I really like it. Now, something else you could use. This here, my pawpaw gave me this probably around 1970 when I was about 8 years old. And it done broke half in two. But I carried this for years and years. It went in the Navy with me. And somehow I got this. I think this was a set from case, and it was actually in a case. And you got like coarse and fine, and then this here polishes it. And it was actually in a box, had a little thing of oil up there, case honing oil, I think. But I don't ever use this stuff. I mean, if you really screw your blade up, you'll have to use something like this, and a file too probably, but all I ever use is this. And a little kid showed me how to do this. Set your knife down so it's stable and run your sharpener over the knife like that. Less chance of cutting yourself, although I have cut myself doing this. And that's really sharp. Now another one I've got that I never ever use, probably good for a bug out bag if you're into all that. This is a little sharpener here. It's got a coarse and a fine, but that scares me. It's kind of too close to my fingers. Alright, first thing I do, well, the very first thing is use my axe and chop off all the little knots, because they'll jerk your hand when you're trying to shave a knot with a knife. And once you got that done, then you can take your knife and shave it. And you don't really have to shave it. I just do this because that's what it makes it last longer, because it allows it to dry pretty quick. And on your trigger, you are going to have to shave it, because the trigger has to be smooth in order to work right, and bark ain't as smooth as shaved wood. But anyhow, this is going to be my lever that goes on top, and I'll do another video of how you wire all that together. I always take and cut the edges to make them kind of round, just because I do. I like the way it looks. A lot of what I do is just how it looks. It ain't really nothing to do with the function of the stuff I'm building. But then you got to have a place to put a string. And so I'll take and just notch it. And don't notch anywhere near your fingers, because it's just like saying, please cut my finger. I really wouldn't make a video about this, but I think a lot of people think, oh my God, that's going to take all day to do that. And it really don't. It takes a little bit of patience, but not much. I'm scared to death of this knife though. And I still get cut. So if you ain't scared of it, you just might as well go ahead and start cutting on yourself. Don't even mess with the wood. Just take the knife and cut your fingers. Alright, and we'll smooth that up a little bit. Alright, now another thing you're going to need on your fulcrum is halfway across, or your lever rather, is halfway across, and you want to make it, if the wood is bent, then you need to put your flat spot on the side where it's going to hang, because it's going to have weight on it, you know. So this is kind of curved, a little bit of a bow like that, so I'm gonna put me a flat spot right in here. Yeah. And the way we're gonna do that is turn your wood to the way you want it, put your knife on there, take a hatchet, just drive it in. Go on the other side of it, do the same thing. And then just shave up to it. And you're just trying to make a little flat spot where this can sit on your fulcrum stable. I mean, it's a trap to hold a little bitty animal. So if you make it too stable, he ain't gonna be able to trigger it. So, but you got to make it at least where you can walk away from it without it falling over, or without the animal making it fall over by bumping into it. All right. There you go. And once you get this flat spot made, pretty about near the middle, you're going to take this end, you're going to shave it, and you're going to do the same thing with that, and you'll end up with a piece that looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. See, it's got a little register for the fulcrum, and then each end has got a place to put a string, and that is going to be your lever. Okay, next, get a little piece. This is going to be skinny enough to fit through the hole you made for your trigger, and we're going to shave that. It don't take much to shave these. Sometimes you get a piece of wood that's dead already and it's dry and you can't, it tear you up trying to shave it, or you get one that's got so many knots in it you can't shave it. But always on my triggers, always put a point on it at one end, and then round off the other end, which I've already done here. And we're going to have to put a place to tie your string or your rope. Same as that other thing. All right. Once you get that done, then you're going to make your cutout notch so that it comes out looking like this. And we're going to do it the same way we did on that last one. Put the knife over the edge, cut on down into it, and just cut up to it. Once I do the last video where it's all together, then you'll understand what's going on here. So you're just going to make it like a little hook. You'll get used to doing this kind of stuff and you won't be scared of it so much. You could, a lot of people when they build these traps, they go down to the store and buy pegs or dowels, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, why spend money? You can get this out of the woods. Probably the squirrels and rabbits more comfortable getting in my trap because it's more organic looking than something that would be all store-bought stuff. Okay, there you go. So now you've got your trigger. It's got the little notch cut out, and I got a little point on the end, and got a place to put my string. The last piece you're going to make is the fulcrum, and basically with that we're just going to shave off the wood and put a point on the end. And when you're done, it's going to look like this. Just a point on the end and flat on top and shaved. So you've got 3 parts: your fulcrum, your trigger, which has a place for a string, a point at the end, and a notch. If you can see that notch. I hope you can see that. And then you've got your lever. And the lever is going to have one flat register that will fit onto the top of your fulcrum. And it'll have a place on each end to tie your string. That's it.